Put the tarot cards down. Put the crystal ball down. The future is obscured right now. It's completely blacked out. It is foggy. Trying to find certainty right now, it's just not your friend. That's not your friend. It's working against you. It is trying to take you down. You need to be in flow. You need to find meaning in the present without having clarity, without it being clear. All you need to know is if you like the direction you are flowing in. Water can move in and out of multiple different states effortlessly. That is what you need to be embracing. Don't get frozen, don't get stuck, don't get rigid, just keep moving. Keep on living just in case it gets better. Do you know what I mean? That is the energy of this week because we are entering Aries season. The sun is going to be entering 0 degrees Aries. This is the spring equinox taking place this Thursday, March 20th. We are seeing Pisces season go down the drain. It is whirlpooling down the fucking drain. Thank God. But the games aren't over yet, right? It's time to start thriving in friction, in the chaos, and in the tension. That is the only way through. That is how we get to the other side. Aries is the purest manifestation of the spark. You, during the second half of this eclipse season, because we are building up towards a solar eclipse in Aries, March 29th. Aries is the spark. The second half of this eclipse season, you will be finally getting your spark back. The sun enters Aries. This is about renewal because the sun is exalted in the sign of Aries. This is about not only renewal, this is a very restorative energy. This is about your purpose. That is the sun. The entire solar system revolves around the sun. It is the life force. So people try to act like, oh, your sun sign don't mean shit. Okay, but the sun sign, your sun, is an eternal source. It's an infinite energy, practically, right? So let's not act like the sun isn't important. It is your life force, and you're going to be getting it back. You're going to be feeling, if you've been feeling a sense of, you're not being inspired creatively, you're not feeling motivated to express yourself, your will, you're feeling disempowered. You're going to be finding this Aries season new ways to channel your will into your life purpose. Why is this happening? Because we have a very interesting energy happening. The planets are kind of playing musical chairs, okay? Like I said, it's a cosmic clusterfuck. March 29th, we have Mercury and Neptune literally swapping signs. This hasn't happened since 1861. This is mythological. Okay, we have Mercury that's going to be re-entering Pisces because of the retrograde, and then we have Neptune entering Aries. Okay, now we're not going to have Saturn enter Aries until April, but I want you to keep note of Saturn and Neptune right now, because eventually when we get to this summer and 2026, we're going to have a Saturn-Neptune conjunction in the sign of Aries. This is also very significant collectively speaking. We have Venus retrograde still ongoing in the sign of Aries. Mercury recently stationed retrograde in the sign of Aries. Before the sun enters Aries this week, the sun is going to be moving to the North Node, conjoining with the North Node in Pisces. Then the sun is going to be conjoining with Neptune in Pisces. It's really giving, now that we're post the Mars retrograde in Cancer, we have explored ourselves internally. We have been to hell and back. And now it's finally time to come up for air. Aries is really obviously the first sign of the zodiac, and it really represents the first light of consciousness, the first idea. It's a light bulb moment, and it's representing kind of the first breath, if you think about it from an evolutionary perspective. So it's kind of a time of rebranding, if you will. This is a great time to begin again. Don't be afraid to take those risks because it's less about the details. The South Node is in Virgo. We need to silence our inner and outer critic. It is not helpful. It is not what we need right now, and it's not going to get us very far. It's less about the details, it's less about how it's done, and it's more so about the action, the act of doing. You're going to be seeing during the second half of this eclipse season, the things that have been in a Two of Wands phase, the planning phase, right, where you've just been kind of talking about it. It's time to actually be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. What are you actually doing about it? Are you just complaining? Are you complaining about your circumstances? Are you victimizing yourself about your circumstances? Or are you actually doing something to make something happen? We have to be the change. And that is exhausting. It takes a lot of energy, right? It takes reconnecting yourself to the essence of who you are, stepping out of the mental, stepping out of the analytical and the overthinking, right? And really stepping into the being of it, embodying it fully. So you're going to see a lot of things that have been slowing down certain areas of your life, whether that's related to your career, whether that's related to relationships, communication, all right? Anything that's been slowing down, stagnant, if you've been neglecting it, it's been collecting dust. Now it's going to be stepping into a phase of, all right, let's actually do something with this. Let's move this forward and get it off the ground. Nature moves in very mysterious ways. And, with Aries energy, it's a spark that can suddenly turn into this uncontrollable, blazing, infernal fire. And there's nothing you can do to slow it down or to contain it. So what we have to do is that the only way to reshape the landscape sometimes is disruption. Aries energy reminds us there is a lot of beauty in the disruption. And what this eclipse, the second half of this eclipse season is asking you is, where is your drive coming from? Is it coming from just trying to gain external validation, or is it coming from something primal and internal within you? Is it coming from a grounded, heart-centered place? Is it coming from your truth and your real divine mission and alignment, right? You're really opening this third eye almost, but it's not necessarily in this mystical way. It's not, sometimes people imagine, oh, my third eye opened, during some type of meditation or while you were sitting down somewhere. My third eye opens through movement, through nutrition, through doing my sun salutations every morning. Do some type of ritual this week where you can tap into this 0 degrees Aries energy. Find that obviously fire rituals in a safe, contained way are my favorite way of releasing anything that is binding me or holding me back, right? So write things down that you feel like are depleting you, that are draining you, thing that is taking you away from yourself. Write it down, burn it in a safe way, and give it to the cosmos, right? This week, I want you to think of yourself as a plant. You need to photosynthesize. You need to stand out and feel the sun on your face every single morning. It's time to start flirting with life again. And this means rewiring your anxieties, untangling any crosshairs, overthinking, overanalyzing, closed-mindedness. Wield your sword and cut through the fog. There's something very glorious and victorious about the sun entering Aries, the sign of its exaltation. Be unburdened by your failures. Enter this Fool card energy, right? Practice skepticism. Things are auspicious. Things aren't really what they seem right now. There's faded realizations, faded chaos. If you've been in paralysis, it's time to thaw. It's time to trust even when things aren't clear. I don't make the rules. Your Aries and Pisces houses are experiencing a factory reset right now. Come back for more. I love you.